Subscribe if you love your mom. We've all been kids once, and one thing I've noticed is that kids genuinely do not care, for a good reason. Anything a kid could possibly want or need is taken care of by other people. Unless you're some kind of weirdo who read books as a kid, practiced coding and trading stocks at the ripe old age of 10, chances are you spent a good amount of your childhood watching cartoons. Not like adult cartoons like South Park or Family Guy, but also not the super kiddie cartoons like Arthur, or like the cartoons you would find on Cartoon Network or Boomerang or Nickelodeon. These cartoons managed to perfectly capture the carefree essence that is childhood. Like Adventure Time, I know it got a little bit deeper as the series went on, but in the very beginning of the series, it was as childish as you could possibly get. These niggas had a candy kingdom and a lumpy space princess. They would pick a time, go on an adventure. Is that not the most kid shit, carefree thing you've ever heard of in your entire life? Another good example would be like SpongeBob SquarePants. Everybody loves Patrick and SpongeBob. Like, they're hilarious, or they at least used to be. But as funny as they were, these niggas are unreasonably annoying. I can see that now, but as a kid, I was blinded by how funny they were that I ignored them torturing Squidward to the point where he had nightmares about these niggas. And I remember thinking like, damn, this nigga Squidward's a bum. He never want to do shit. He not active. Now that I'm an adult myself, I know exactly what he was feeling. Squidward has no hose, no whip, no pants, and works at the Krusty Krab. Bro is not living a lavish enough life to spend time wasted playing with children. That's some EDP shit for real. But I assume Squidward only works to play clarinet and pay his rent. That nigga is not taking clarinet lessons, as we can clearly see. Speaking of rent, I don't know how it works in the Bikini Bottom, but knowing how cheap Mr. Krabs is, there is no way SpongeBob and Squidward can afford rent. And there is double no way for SpongeBob to be able to afford rent and take all these damn boating lessons. But it's a cartoon, so I'm not gonna look too deep into it. And it's not even the point of this video. The point of this video is that some of these characters would have me wishing bad on them if I was in their shows. And we're gonna go over them right now after you subscribe. I promise you it's free. Mordecai and Rigby had to be the laziest, most unmotivated, sad, future homeless duo of bros to ever exist. Mordecai gets somewhat of a pass since Rigby low-key ruined that nigga life, but then he gets the pass taken away immediately as he killed Rigby that one time. But pass or not, in my opinion, neither of them deserves anything in life. Everyone at the park, even High Five Ghost, a literal ghost, does more work than them. These niggas don't ever get anything done, and it's crazy how they still have jobs, in my personal opinion. I've only had one job in my entire life, and I know for a fact if I ever let sentient hot dogs almost eat the staff, I would have been fired on the spot. I understand the whole premise of the show is that, you know, the least regular thing that could possibly happen is what's gonna happen, but that doesn't excuse the fact that these niggas are still stupid. There's one specific instance that even as a kid pissed me off from Mordecai and Rigby. One day, these bums crashed the cart and broke it. Benson, who I can only assume is already severely depressed, gets yelled at and has to take the cart across the entire country to get a new one. Before he left, he specifically told these niggas, "Don't follow me," and they didn't listen. You know how easy it is to not sneak in somebody's car and hide inside that car for miles? I know it's easy. You probably also know it's easy, but these two niggas did not know how easy it was, apparently. Benson was vibing in his car, you know, listening to his tunes, and out of nowhere, a damn blue jay and a brown raccoon just pop up out the back seat. Benson was obviously mad, but it was too late. These niggas were already like a billion miles into the trip, so he's like, fuck it, y'all coming with me. Later on, Benson started falling asleep at the wheel, which, you know, driving dangerous, can't be doing it, so Mordecai offers his services. Benson did not want this nigga to drive because he knows they're irresponsible, but he has to sleep, so he let the nigga drive anyway. Benson falls asleep. These niggas spot an arcade and completely abandon the main mission. They go straight to that arcade instead of following the straight road that they are already on. Benson woke up, saw that they were at an arcade, and chewed these niggas the fuck out. And then after he was done chewing them out, he let out the most pain-inducing tears I've ever seen come out of any cartoon character in existence. These niggas made a grown gumball machine cry. And he's a better gumball machine than me, because if it were me, it would have been packed up playing on my job like that. They make up for it later though by taking Benson through the most dangerous road in America, apparently, and make it to the car dealership as the niggas were closing, which is by far the most unrealistic thing that happened in the entire episode. The man was in the middle of closing the door. He's not gonna stop closing the door because he sees these niggas are coming. I would have closed the door in their face, but they got it done, so all that ends well, I guess. Not really though. As a kid, I knew these niggas were annoying from this episode. As an adult, I can see that it would have been 1,000 times more satisfying if Benson just left him at the dealership and made him walk home. Another character I can confidently say I cannot stand as an adult whatsoever is without a doubt gonna have to be Candace. I know that this might be controversial, since I bet a lot of people hated her even as kids. I agree, that nigga been annoying. She adds nothing to the story besides being obsessed with Jeremy, which is realistically just a knockoff version of Isabella being obsessed with Phineas. That's none of my business. What is my business, however, is that Candace was the OG op. I remember watching the show, and the only thing I can think about is what the fuck is this nigga's problem. So now that I'm grown, I know exactly what I'm talking about. because she's bored. Niggas who become ops out of boredom have got to be the most annoying people ever. As an adult, my opinion on that has not changed. If anything, it's gotten stronger. You know who else turns up when they get bored? Karens. Candace is the OG Karen, and she be Karening on her own flesh and blood. I've only had to deal with 3 Karens at this point in my entire life, and all 3 times I was able to tie it back to Candace. Each of those encounters only made me hate her even more. I'm not gonna go through all 3 of them, but I will go over the main one. One day, out the blue, my school laptop just broke, stopped working right in my face, so I had to go to the fixin' niggas to get my shit fixed. I walked past this teacher's class on the way to the fixin' niggas, and she asked me where I'm going. I showed her my hall pass, said this is where I'm going. She didn't believe me. I'm like, cool. I go to the fixin' niggas. They said, you know, it's last period, go back to your class, come back tomorrow, and we, the fixin' niggas, will fix your shit for you. So I had to walk back across her class. This time, she asked me where I'm going. She knows where I'm going. I'm going back to class, but she didn't believe me. So she walked me back to class, dropped me off, went back to her class. When I got back to class, my teacher nigga told me that these fixin' niggas had to fix my laptop today because I needed it for an assignment or get a learner laptop. And I was like, cool. I walked back across the teacher's classroom. She comes sprinting right at me, asking me where I'm going. I said, here's my hall pass. I'm going back to the fixin' niggas. Again, she didn't believe me. Asked a teacher to come supervise her class, and then she walked me down to the fixing niggas. I got my loaner. Mind you, she had just got done dropping me off at the fixing niggas. I walked past her classroom a 4th time. This time, she was ready for your boy. She had called the feds. Which feds? All of them. I'm playing. She called like one fat security guard. He ain't really care for real. But to me, it felt like she just put a hit out on me. And for all that, all I could think about is, damn, what say Candace would do. For you to be a cartoon character and having me apply you to real world implications and situations, you need to do better. It should not be possible under any circumstances for you to annoy me outside of your show. And that's gonna do it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know any characters you think should have been on this list and some that you think shouldn't have been on this list and why. With that being said, make sure you guys go outside, drink plenty of water, and have a nice day.